Welcome to a new video. Today I genuinely have no clue how this is gonna go because if you couldn't tell, I actually got a new bed, so that's a change. But in all seriousness, the last kind of year obviously has been a little rocky. And I know a lot of people that didn't plan on going to college or whatever, they took a gap year because of during a pandemic. It's kind of a waste of time. So what I thought is I would show you guys all my work that I sort of got through. I'm gonna show you guys what I got done in a year of community college work for a graphic designer versus real university or real college. Basically, these are like album covers or just I was bored, and this was technically in the summer of the pandemic. I mean, this was sort of a concept cover I got for Leroy's Go that came out with Juice. I don't really know. This is, if you don't know this artist's name's Kwai. Personally, I think this is like one of my favorite single covers because if you watch the music video, it makes sense. But then yeah, pretty much after that, it's all this like sort of graphic illustration stuff. I mean, it's kind of an illusion because I can't illustrate for crap. This is literally just shaping. Like I just drew out shapes with a pen tool, layered it over, added some shading, changed the opacity, so it looks like it's actually like drawn well, but it's not. And I pretty much did that for Juice and everything because this was over the course of summer of 2020, so I didn't really have anything else to do. This is my favorite by far because the freaking Louis Vuitton garbage logo took 2,000 years to do, and especially with the fold and everything of when he was like freestyling, that was a process. And so yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones. Pretty much everything is like this. That's also my second favorite one because that the detail. But then yeah, everything else is just kind of similar. This was when I was just once again bored. Leroy was dropping his album, and I don't know what I just kind of took it way over the top. I don't even know what this cover looks like. So the first project that I ended up having to do at my community college was to do a book cover, and this was for Animal Farm. When I look at this is like the first time I ever did a project, so it doesn't look great. That's kind of it. And then after that, I actually had to make a freaking, cover letter, like a business card, and like a coupon thing for any restaurant or business of my choice. I chose Lark Burger, which ironically is out of business in my location, so that sucks. But you had to come up with 3 different designs, like aesthetically. And bro, I look at this and this is just so cringe. So the first thing that like no one's gonna notice, because like this looks pretty cohesive, this line right here, like that's kind of where your eye should just go, and then this bar is just like, no, I'm not gonna follow that rule, so that's annoying as shit. Then there's also, I made it silver and I changed the format, so yeah, it's an envelope, a cover letter, a business card, and then yeah, so it's exactly all those 4 parts. And this one was a freaking process to do because I didn't know how to do wood, like wood tile. Like this whole wood pattern is made by myself. That's not a freaking picture. I don't know how I did it. I can't remember. I just watched some YouTube tutorial like every college student. I'm now just noticing like, why the frick is this indented like 20 point? Like, what is this? Why is there no line there? Like, it follows it here, and then this is pretty followed, and I don't know why I centered it there. This project was actually pretty cool. This was working with a program InDesign. It's kind of where you lay out all your stuff instead of like doing photo work like in Photoshop. You had to make a brochure about going to a place, and it had to be a real place. So I chose London because I absolutely love London, and I actually went in 2017. If you watch that vlog, Cringe Fest, these are the photos that I actually took there, and you had to make a 2 kind of part, like you had to, like, you know how a freaking brochure thing works where you both sides, that's what I mean, both sides. And so I included like, did you know, kind of small facts, and it's cool because I didn't even have to get like copyrighted by these photos because like I said, I took all these, and so this was the first time I organized and did any layout in the program. This one's actually like really cool, and the idea that I got this from was, no one's gonna know this because apparently I'm a fucking boomer, but when Batman the Animated Series came out, there was an episode, was it Perchance to Dream? Dude, my wits are on, let's go. There's an episode where Batman is he's in like a dream simulator from the Mad Hatter or whatever, and so to test that he's in a dream, he picks up a book and he reads it, and all the words are jumbled up and they're completely backwards and it's gibberish. And so I'm like, hey, this is a project where you have to organize a timeline of graphic design. So for the layout for this, I thought it would be a cool idea to follow that similar theme and then have a bunch of different typefaces or fonts for you simpletons. This is one of the coolest things I've like ever made. We had to make a like a Met Gala or a gala. Not the Met Gala. A gala. We had to make a gala invitation to whatever. And so my dad, his freaking like where he works, he's the CEO of like a plant sort of place that does all the gardening around the university in Colorado, or at least in Fort Collins. And so I was thinking, hey, let's freaking use that as the company to do the gala for. And then I'm like, oh, since that's an older age group, let's target them with like a Back to the Future retro thing. Oh, and this one's such a meme. We had to make a cookbook cutout, and I just was a child because I still am. And I'm like, hey, do you know what needs a cookbook for absolutely no reason? Regular show. And so if you know the show, there's the grilled cheese deluxe, which is literally just a grilled cheese. There's freaking the death sandwich, and then there's the ultra medium and the excellent challenge, which binging with Babish kind of just gave me the recipe, and these are real recipes. The only thing that sucks is this font is impossible to read, and I just was like, it has to be the right style. But for some reason, I still got like an A on this, even though this is literally not readable. So this next project was the first time I took a typography class, which technically that means I should be done with all my classes at my current college, but the credits don't transfer. But we had to write an essay. It was like really short, and you had to write it on a typeface, and that sounds hella boring, and I know what you're saying, but like this looks like a literal magazine cutout or whatever, and I got a freaking 100% on this. This was the first project I got 100% on, and I think this looks really good. And you could say it's lame that I wrote freaking an essay about how words are formed, but bro, this one we just had to make like our own font. That's way harder than it sounds. This one is like, also this one's a stupid big file size, because what I did is obviously I'm trying to be a kid and I'm just incorporating any hobby I have into the project. And so we had to do an ABCs of whatever, and I'm like, I'll do soccer and I'll just do freaking players. So I went in, and you might be thinking, oh, these are random players' position. No. I looked up every single player that I knew, took the photo, traced the outline of them celebrating, and then put them in, and then colored them according to their correct jersey, and then put them in order, and then put the flag in the back. Dude, I'm just complaining about a project that I did just like a year ago. Like, it doesn't even matter. This one's kind of funny because I had to make a freaking poster for something you're professional at, or you have a lot of knowledge in, such as a YouTube channel, because I think I know a decent amount, but I don't know if I'm in the correct position to be saying it. This one was actually really fun to make because I literally I didn't need to do any research for it. I already had a plan of how I was gonna do everything, and it was just really easy. But now I think about it, this was the dumbest project ever. You had to like say instructions on how to do something. And so when I heard the word instructions, your boy just thought directly to go to Lego, so I made getting a Lego set, and then it's in the theme of a Lego set, because this is exactly how a Lego booklet instruction manual looks. Okay, this one I really shouldn't be showing you because you can't even like imagine it or wrap your head around it. This was for my packaging class. We had to like make a toy cover or something. I can't even remember. I chose like to make a cube box or whatever with like a certain Lego minifigure inside, but you couldn't like feel it out. This is supposed to be in a cube formation, but you can't imagine it. That's why this is upside down and it's everything like that. But this is the layout that I had to design in, and then you cut it out where all these black lines are, and then you fold it. You will definitely get a great sense of how much I'm a child, let alone through streams and YouTube videos and games I played, through my design. Like literally, I made a Fortnite cereal box. That happened. So this was really fun to put together, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, this is the actual box if it was mocked up. So this is what it would look like, both front and back. So kind of ballin'. All the nutrition facts right, that's like actual custom, that's not just a default. Then you got some trivia for freaking kids that think they know shit, because every Fortnite kid wants to just brag about how much they know, so I put that on there. I put a random ass maze. I don't know why. I got cutouts that you can actually have and like stand them up. There was this one assignment where we had to make a bunch of like, you know those like web ads that are at the very bottom, or they're a vertical ad? We had to basically set all the types there are for a company. And obviously, because I can't freaking eat anything normal, I found a company that makes really good chips, low-key overpriced a little. They also changed their logo, so this doesn't make sense, but yeah, they're called From the Ground Up. It's actually like pretzels and crackers from cauliflower, so they're really good. And yeah, they actually they liked my freaking post on Instagram. That was pretty cool because I tagged them in it. So, and then the last project, which was painting in Photoshop, even though I would rather just use Illustrator because it's just easier. I thought it would be a really cool idea to do Batman the Animated series, because apparently I can't get off my ass, and I actually have another project that I do Batman the Animated series on. So I'm really obsessed with freaking designing only cartoons. But yeah, this is the Joker, and this is cool because this is not at all traced. I drew this 100% on a freaking napkin or something, and then put it in a scanner, and then I went over it with the pen tool. So this is 100% real. However, it does have the DC license, so I kind of can't really show it in a portfolio, but we had to do a 2-part kind of series thing. So this is the Batman version, which this looks dope as hell. Now this is probably one of my favorite projects because I genuinely think it turned out really good. If you don't know, Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding album that he released in the September of 2019, man's had no words or anything on the cover. I thought it would be a great idea to redesign because at the bare minimum, adding words I'd get a good grade. And I guess I'm grade driven, but yeah, this is really cool. So this is, obviously I don't have the raw file, but this is how it would look if it was set up and mocked up. These are all the lyrics to like, I got circles, take what you want, and then that's the full lyric booklet that it would be closed, and then that is the actual CD. It would be encased in the CD or whatever. And the freaking barbed wire went totally underappreciated and under noticed when I turned it in, because this barbed wire looks perfect, and I just manipulated the puppet. I warped it and it was a picture. Like, it looks good. It doesn't even look like it was messed with. That looks legit, like Post Malone kind of, bro. I'm too good. And then this is the back. You got the features in red, so it's obvious you got all the freaking garbage copyright. There's like a requirement for doing something unique with the CD, so I put all the freaking names of the songs around it, and then I continued the same montage or what's the word called? Like a collage, there we go. And so yeah, this is how it would look. The barbed wire are gonna be on the back for the lyric booklet, and then yeah, there would be Post Malone on the inside after the CD, and that's pretty much that project. I kind of just blocked this out of my memory because the day before I turned it in, I was told I needed to do something extra, and there was a process. But yeah, we had to do a chocolate kind of brand, and yeah, you had to make an assorted chocolates box or like a different chocolate kind of thing, and then you had to do like a regular chocolate bar. And apparently this is organic and vegan. I don't know what that means, and gluten-free, because I can actually eat that if that's real. Yeah, this one was a pretty fun project to do. Like I said, it was super short, so I don't really have any memories with this, and I didn't even post to my graphics account, so I totally forgot. But once again, I put nutrition facts, all the health required stuff. Now this is the one that actually won me best bottle design at the college. There was a lot of professors that were like, this is your best work yet. So this is definitely what I show when people are asking for work about what I do. So that's pretty much it for all of my community college stuff. But as for Whittier College, the one I'm going to now, the first thing I would actually just start off with saying is I took a film class, and the stop motion I uploaded in like October, that actually won a film award at the film festival, which is funny because I'm not even majoring or minoring in film. But yeah, if you haven't checked that out, go watch it, because I think it's probably one of my best stop motions. I know there's just a lot of random stop motions. I wouldn't classify this as graphic design, but it's still creation. That's the same word. It's like making stuff. I don't even know how I did this. If I opened Cinema 4D up again, I just couldn't do this. But there's a lot of like really cool stuff that I learned in the class, obviously. And I think this is cool. This could be in some video game, I guess. But yeah, I learned a bunch of stuff within the program about lighting, because that's pretty much how you make anything look good. Oh my god, and then I made this GIF. If you remember back in the day when Tobuscus would, back in 2013, when he made an animated series, I thought it would be cool to make a GIF, because I had to make a GIF for my final, and so I made the literal backdrop and him in the area of that cartoon. And then for the class that I absolutely despised the most was a motion graphics class that I literally ended up doing nothing. This is a very quick Facebook ad that looks very garbage, and here for boomers. Yep, because no one uses this anymore. Yep, I really did that. I turned that in. The next project was literally it was a beginner class, and my teacher asked for the most of every student, and you had to make kind of a music video. You had to make graphics that followed the music to something. So I literally just looked up like a rap ukulele beat. So I ended up just making this, and yeah, it kind of makes no sense. I mean, once again, this I pretty much did in like 3.5 hours, and I kind of just self-taught myself, because that makes sense. Nothing to do with anything. I was just bored, and this was the longest one that took, even though this is a loop. Obviously you can tell all the circles looped and everything. And then the last thing we had to do for that motion graphics class was like animate a logo, and once again, Child Will has come back to life. I chose to animate the YouTube logo because why the frick not? But yeah, it's pretty basic. Okay, now this is something that I'm like probably the most proud of after this entire year. And once again, I've already designed in it before. Batman, the animated series, just doesn't get away from me. We had to do a redesign of a title sequence or credits, and so what I did is I was gonna redesign the credits, because if you don't know, from the animated series, the intro is like a minute long and it's really in-depth and really good, and it gets any kid excited about the show. But yeah, okay, the quality isn't great because I saved it as a JPEG instead of a PNG because Google Drive didn't have enough space. But yeah, these are really cool. I went over and I designed I found a picture of Batman the Animated Series like actions, and then I outlined them, and then I made the background in Cinema 4D. So I actually used Cinema 4D, I then went from Cinema 4D, I then took it into Photoshop, I then played with the settings of like lighting and stuff, then I went into Illustrator, and then I made Batman, and then put in all the text and everything in that because I didn't want to do that in InDesign. That was a lot of information of software that none of you probably know. But yeah, this is one of my like favorite things I've made. I probably could animate it or should animate it because it would just look better, and it was really easy to make. It was my final, and it took me probably 2.5 hours and done. And boom, easy grade, because it was literally a show I like. And the last thing for this video is I actually made a portfolio for one of my classes of all the work we did in the class. So we just had to emulate a bunch of different styles of like famous artists pretty much, and then make it your own. That's kind of why there's this whole page here, but like this is dope. This is my favorite thing I made. I had to freaking look up Charlie Harper, and bro, this looks very identical. And then you want to see the coolest part? If I click this button, boom, now it's just complete. It's in the exact same place, but then the color switched. Look at that. That looks like freaking leaves flying around in the wind. There's a poster. This was like pretty cool. This is garbage. I absolutely hate this. We had to freaking take pictures of letters in real life and then spell out a word. And if you can't read or my pictures suck ass, this is spelling scenery. This is Karita Kent. Once again, no one's gonna know freaking people. These are kind of just, okay, this one's actually pretty cool. This was originally black and white. I like how I'm just, okay, this is dope. This is really cool. This is probably the most fine arts photo I've made because there's absolutely no, there's no commercial of like I'm trying to sell something. There's no branding. There's no it's literally, I designed this because I saw a record player. I'm like, that would be cool to have people dancing on it. So boom, you could ask me why I put stuff in a certain position. Like, what was your thing? Absolute random. I literally just threw stuff together and I'm like, there we go. It probably took me 20 minutes. And then my freaking professor loved it. So this was some like Russian kind of stylistic thing that I just had. Once again, I was told these are really good. Absolute random. That is all of the work that like I said, it's technically like 1.5 years, maybe 1 3/4, but that is all the work that I've done from absolute nothing of graphic design. Like literally the reason I took Photoshop, which got me to graphic design, was to make better YouTube thumbnails. But let me know which one was your guys' favorite, because genuinely I could re-show this on stream, but I have so many projects that I would just kind of prefer if you put it in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, or follow on Twitch. I will see you guys later. Peace!